So, my name is Dharshi Lacey. I'm the Diversity and Governance Manager with Pillar Nonprofit Network. Diversity to me is a better community because everybody's part of it. Well, I've been doing work related to diversity and inclusion for a long time now. So, what stands out to me is that I'm still doing it. I can't believe that even in a community the size of London, that I'm still having to make the argument as to why this is so important to consider in leadership. So I'm part of the nonprofit sector. I think we do fairly well with maybe gender equity, but we are still not very great in terms of, particularly as it relates to visible minority and visible minority women, um, which is sort of my area of focus. I think as well the indigenous and the LGBTQ persons with abilities. These are all communities that are not being reflected well at decision making tables, right? That's what you want, is because that's when people can make change. I don't know. I think that on some level people talk about it as something that they want, but I think the action pieces don't seem to come, or it doesn't. It's coming more from a place where people are looking at it as a nice thing to do, and then still not seeing it as an imperative. That's something that our community must do if we really want to thrive and function. Well, Pillar is partnering with different initiatives to try and have this conversation. It's a more difficult conversation, I think, now. We're trying to have conversations around power and privilege, and how people have to learn to recognize what they have in terms of that privilege, and how they have to step out of the way to create opportunity for deeper conversations. Well, the benefits to me, if I can say it, is a no-brainer, right? It is about the fact that you have diversity of thought, you have diversity of action, you have people coming and being able to you you don't have group think if you have diversity, and that's what we have often, is that we have group think. So even when you're talking about issues related to diversity, you have people who are not from that community talking about diversity. So the lens is different than even somebody like myself speaking about diversity from a lived experience perspective. I think my advice really is that it requires thought and intention. It requires a plan. It requires a measurement against the plan. It requires giving up some of your privilege. So it requires difficult conversations, but it's worth it. And it's been a long time coming. I think that we've done a lot of things to sort of say we're interested in diversity, but we haven't seen a whole lot of change. So really, again, it's like any other social change movement. You don't sort of say, let me do it and next year it'll be better. We're going to say we start now, and 10 years from now it'll be a lot better. I think for me the conversation has to move from diversity or cultural competency or any of those kinds of things to where we are beginning to see some shift, where the conversation is about anti-oppression language, right? Because what we're trying to do is build a community that's inclusive for everybody to come and participate in. And I don't think till we have some conversation around what is oppression and how do we develop strategies for anti-oppression, that we are truly able to build that inclusive community. Yeah, so if I was looking at one of the strategies that exist in our community to bring diversity to leadership, it is the program that we're offering in London called Diversity on Boards. It's a national program that we're replicating in London. And essentially, it's designed to help nonprofit organizations and agencies, public sector agencies, boards, and commissions find qualified candidates from underrepresented groups to sit at their leadership tables. So we would be a good resource for somebody if they're really interested in building inclusive organizations to see if we can help them with that. Because it really, it's it's not about tokenism, right? I don't want to help somebody get a board appointment just so a board can check a box. What I'm saying is there are tons of qualified people out there, but you're not looking because you're only looking within your own networks, and so then you continue to reproduce yourself, right? So you need a program like this to sort of say, okay, let me step outside my network and have somebody help me find the skills that I'm looking for, but also somebody who can bring that diverse perspective. And Pillar does at the board governance level. Pillar also can help organizations look at where they are right now as an organization, how diverse are they, and help them develop action plans as well to build more